The Haunting on Route 66. On a moonless night, under the star-studded sky, Jake, a trucker with nerves of steel, found himself cruising along the iconic Route 66. The road stretched out before him, its asphalt an endless ribbon cutting through the heart of the desert. But as the miles passed, a sense of unease crept over him, as if unseen eyes were watching from the darkness. Jake had heard rumors of strange happenings along this route: phantom hitchhikers, vanishing cars, and eerie lights in the sky. But he was a skeptic, believing only in what he could see and touch. That belief would soon put to the test. As the night wore on, Jake spotted a figure up ahead, standing by the side of the road. He squinted, trying to make out details through the dim light. A hitchhiker. Against his better judgment, Jake decided to offer a ride, reasoning that the desolate desert was no place for someone stranded. The hitchhiker climbed into the truck, his face obscured by a tattered hood. Jake greeted him, but the hitchhiker remained silent, his gaze fixed ahead. An uncomfortable silence settled in the cab, broken only by the hum of the engine. Minutes stretched into hours, yet the hitchhiker showed no signs of wanting to converse. Jake's skepticism began to waver, replaced by a growing sense of dread. He stole a glance at his passenger, and his heart froze. The hitchhiker's features were indistinct, as if they were constantly shifting, like shadows playing tricks on the eyes. Jake's grip on the steering wheel tightened as he felt the weight of an otherworldly presence in the cab. The air grew colder, and the sound of the engine seemed to fade into the background. He cleared his throat, his voice betraying a hint of nervousness. "Where you headed?" The hitchhiker turned to him, his eyes piercing and filled with an unsettling depth. "A place you've never been," he replied, in a voice that sent shivers down Jake's spine. "A place between worlds, where the lost and forgotten find solace." Jake's heart pounded as he glanced at the road ahead, desperate to put distance between himself and this enigmatic passenger. The highway seemed to stretch on endlessly, the desert expanse becoming a labyrinth of uncertainty. He gripped the wheel tighter, his knuckles white with tension. With each passing mile, the hitchhiker's form seemed to flicker and warp, his presence becoming more ethereal, more surreal. Jake's mind raced, the boundary between reality and the supernatural blurring before his eyes. He considered stopping the truck, throwing open the door, and fleeing into the desert, but an unspoken force held him in place. Finally, the hitchhiker spoke again, his words echoing in the empty silence. "Your journey has led you to the crossroads, a choice between the known and the unknown. Embrace the darkness, and you will find answers that defy explanation." Jake's heart pounded in his chest as he grappled with the decision before him. The road ahead split into two paths, one leading deeper into the desert, the other veering toward the lights of a distant town. With a surge of courage, or perhaps desperation, he turned the wheel, choosing the path that led away from the hitchhiker's cryptic presence. As the town's lights grew brighter in the distance, Jake stole one last glance at his passenger, only to find the seat empty, the tattered hood left behind. His breath caught in his throat as he pulled into the town, the weight of the supernatural encounter still heavy on his mind. From that night on, Jake's skepticism wavered, replaced by an awareness that there are mysteries beyond the rational. His encounter on Route 66 served as a chilling reminder that the open road holds more than just miles. It holds secrets that can challenge even the bravest of souls.